Yo, what is going on, you guys? This is Gaming with Sal. Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I want to go ahead and basically talk about a wish list that I made for Modern Warfare 4 or Call of Duty 2019, and basically talk about what I would like to see from the game. And the reason I'm going ahead and doing that for today's video is because if you guys aren't aware, there has been a lot of Modern Warfare 4 news surfacing the internet, from Eurogamer releasing a article that basically kind of hints at Modern Warfare 4, or college football players who are now Call of Duty partners and getting to play Call of Duty 2019 a little bit early a few days ago. So basically, with the hype really starting to build up for Modern Warfare 4, I thought it was a cool idea to go ahead and share some ideas that I would like to see from the game. Now, before I go ahead and jump into my list, I know that I haven't been uploading to YouTube for the past month or so, and let me tell you guys, it's for a good reason. There's just been a lot of stuff going on in my life in terms of school, work, and personal matters, which I'm not going to discuss here because I feel like it's smart to keep your personal matters away from the internet. But when it comes down to it, I just needed a break, and I'll go ahead and talk more about why I haven't been uploading to YouTube for the past month in the comment section below, because I don't want to take away from the video. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into my list. So the first thing I want to go ahead and see from Modern Warfare 4 is powerful score streaks or kill streaks. Guys, when it comes down to these streaks and past Call of Duty titles, let's be honest, they're kind of underwhelming compared to the streaks that we've seen from past Call of Duty games such as Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. I mean, when it comes down to a game like Black Ops 4 even, the strike team is a score streak that is a hit or miss, right? Like, sometimes they go to town, but sometimes they kind of just stand there getting stuck through doorways or little structures in the map, and they don't even know that the enemy is standing in front of them sometimes. So I don't know, when it comes down to something like the strike team, I would love them to replace it with something like the dogs from World at War or Black Ops 1, or even the Raps from Black Ops 3. Those guys did a much better job than the strike team does here in Black Ops 4. Whenever it comes down to World War 2, those score streaks were way too costly for what they were worth. I mean, the ball turret gunner, I think it was worth like 1800 points or something crazy like that, and it only stayed in the map for 30 seconds maybe. That's not good whatsoever. We need score streaks, or streaks like the chopper gunner from Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1. We need the AC-130 back. Heck, I would even love to see the days where it only took the UAV like 3 gun streaks in a row to get. You know what I mean? Like, we need those days back here in the Call of Duty franchise. We need to make it where score streaks are affordable and actually worth getting, instead of just calling it in and having them do absolutely nothing. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about weapons. So when it comes down to Modern Warfare 4, it needs to launch with a huge variety of weapons. And I'll be honest, you guys, I'm not really sure of how many weapons launched with each Call of Duty title as they released, but I do know for a fact that when it comes to a game like Black Ops 4, it didn't really launch with that many weapons in comparison to some of the older Call of Duty titles that came before it. So when it comes down to Modern Warfare 4, we can't be having that. We need a huge variety of weapons, to the point where there's still room for DLC weapons to come in, but just enough to where when a player gets their hands on the game when it first comes out, they have a lot of different weapons to work with. I mean, bring back like the level 70 system if you want, instead of the level 50 system where after level 50 you can go ahead and prestige, because with level 70 you have more room to unlock more weapons or something like that. I don't know, but the point is we need a huge amount of weapons to launch with the game when it first comes out, and on top of that, let them be fun to use. Make them as unique and different from one another as possible, just so that we have a lot of content to work with when we first get our hands on the game. Now, just like with the weapons, I want to go ahead and say that the third thing on my list is a huge variety of maps. Now, here's one statement I just want to go ahead and quickly make that goes for the maps and the weapons. If they want to go ahead and bring back old weapons or maps from Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, I mean, go for it. It's going to make it feel more like a Modern Warfare game than anything else, but it can't take over the game. Modern Warfare 4 still needs to be its own standalone game, instead of a game that just pays homage to the first 3 titles that came before it. As much as those games were amazing, we still need MW4 to be its own game in the entire series. So at the end of the day, it should be like the icing on the cake instead of the entire cake itself. I know another YouTuber said that when it comes down to bringing in content for Modern Warfare 4. I'm not really sure which YouTuber did, but whoever it was, he said it the best. So we need original content when it comes for maps and weapons, and when it comes down to maps, we need a good amount of maps. I mean, here in Black Ops 4, I think we got like what, 14 or 15 maps at launch, but 5 of them were just remakes from past Black Ops titles, which means that we only really got 9 original maps from Black Ops 4, which, I mean, it's not really a good number, you guys. We need like 12 to 13 original maps, plus maybe some old maps coming in from past Modern Warfare games. If they do that, then that's a pretty good amount of maps to release when the game first comes out. Now, the fourth thing on my list is amazing prestige rewards. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that getting an extra slot in the creative class is completely outdated as far as prestige rewards go. I know that Call of Duty World War II, and possibly some other games that have come before it have had prestige rewards, but they're super underwhelming, you guys. I mean, like, I don't want to get a uniform for my character or a calling card or even have my name glow up in gold to say that I prestige all the way up to max prestige. You know what I mean? Like, I want something that is worth it. Like maybe an actual amazing reactive camo, or maybe something like a weapon variant at the end of the day that is the best weapon variant in terms of looks that you can only get for prestiging. And even then, it shouldn't be where it's like, okay, when you get to max prestige, you get that reward. No, there should be multiple different rewards along the way of you going about getting to max prestige. So like after prestige 2, you get a certain camo, or after prestige 4, you get a certain weapon variant. After prestige 6, you get this amazing weapon variant for another weapon, until you actually reach a high tier reward that really looks like it's worth the grind. I don't know, something along the lines of that, but the prestige reward system really needs to change and become evolutionized, starting with Modern Warfare 4. Moving along, let's go ahead and talk about orders and contracts. I want to see daily challenges, weekly challenges, and even daily and weekly contracts that maybe help us get something like supply drops, which we'll go ahead and talk about next, but maybe get supply drops or possibly access to certain cosmetic items that actually look pretty cool. I don't know, something along the lines of getting rewarded for completing certain challenges that we get every day or every week. Yeah, that itself creates replayability for that game, right? That's something that Black Ops 4 said that they were going to do for their game, and that is to make it where you can keep playing it for the next 3 years to come. And I'll be honest with you, I really don't see that right now for the game, because every time I get on Black Ops 4 right now, I literally play like what, 1 or 2 matches of multiplayer, maybe jump into a game of Blackout, and then call it a day, because I just get very bored of doing the same things over and over again without really having something to work towards, right? So at the end of the day, if they had weekly and daily contracts and challenges for us to complete, I would actually focus on trying to complete those specific challenges and orders, as long as I get a nice reward from it at the end of the day. Once again, replayability comes from these orders and contract systems, which would be great to see from a game like Modern Warfare 4. Next up, let's talk about supply drops, because as much as the tier system was a cool thing to see come to Black Ops 4, yeah, it's not working out for a game like Call of Duty, unless if it went free to play. So unless if they're gonna make Modern Warfare 4 free to play, the battle pass system, yeah, it needs to go. We need to bring back the supply drop system from Modern Warfare Remastered, not even World War II, but from MWR. And the reason I say that is because with each operation or event that has come for MWR, it's been in its own pool of cosmetic items. So as an example, we once got an operation in Modern Warfare Remastered called Operation Lion Strike, I believe, something like that. But basically all of the weapons or cosmetic items that you can get through that event specifically is in its own pool of cosmetic items and has its own specific supply drops, versus something like the Shamrock and Awe event, which has its own separate pool of cosmetic items and separate sets of supply drops. So that means that it's easier for you to unlock the cosmetic items that have come with each operation or event individually, rather than them all being thrown into the same pool of items after that event ends. That is amazing, you guys. That means you can unlock your weapons, your cosmetic items more quickly than even a system like World War II's supply drop system, which was very similar to that of MWR. But like I said, the only difference is that each event has its own pool of cosmetic items, and that's what I want to see from Modern Warfare 4. Moving on to number 7, we don't need a season pass for Modern Warfare 4. If they get rid of the season pass for this next Call of Duty title, that will be amazing. We need these maps to be free for every single players, at least the DLC maps that will be coming out after the game launches, because what happens is that if some people have the DLC maps and some people don't, that creates a division in the player count that's playing that certain game. We need all of the players to be kind of on the same page as far as maps go, so that we can all be put into the same pool of lobbies, if that makes sense. On top of that, season passes are so outdated and they make so much money off of their microtransaction systems anyways. I really don't see why they keep charging us, $60 for the game, $50 for the season pass, and then throwing microtransactions on top of that. We need to get rid of the $50 season pass first, at least. So hopefully we don't see that coming back for Modern Warfare 4. However, for some reason, I feel like unfortunately we might see a season pass, but I'm not going to say anymore until we actually see some sort of confirmation later down the road. Alright, so moving on to number 8, we need a better scheduling system, if that's what we want to call it, for content to release post-launch of the game. I don't know about you guys, but when it comes down to Black Ops 4, yeah, we're not getting as much content as we were promised. I mean, each operation brings like what, maybe 3 new weapons at most, and even then these operations last for like what, 80 days or something like that. So content is coming into Black Ops 4, but it's it's taking a long time to get new content afterwards. And on top of that, when they bring new content into the game like new weapons, yeah, unless if you spend like $100 to skip through all of the tiers, you're gonna have to grind your way to unlocking these weapons, which really is a pain here in Black Ops 4 because you have to go through so many different useless calling cards and stickers. And speaking of which, that reminds me of the 9th thing that I've put on my list, and that is to eliminate useless content and replace it with more useful content. So as an example, like I was saying, calling card stickers, okay, cool, yeah, you're giving that us, you know, through the battle pass or the battle tier system, whatever you want to call it, but who actually uses stickers and calling cards? At least to that extent that they're making it seem like here in BO4. No one does. If anything, I would love to see them replace, you know, calling cards and stickers with more camos or more reactive camos or even weapon variants. I mean, we're a first-person shooter franchise. We only see our weapons for the most part when playing the game. Why don't we have a huge amount of camos to choose from? I mean, look at a game like Modern Warfare Remastered. There's so many amazing, colorful, design-filled camos in that game that could have been here for Black Ops 4, but it's okay. We're talking about MW4 right now, so I hope what they do is bring a lot of content in terms of, you know, content that we can actually use and want to use, and bring all that to Modern Warfare 4. Bring content that is actually useful and has a point for us to use. Now, finally, for number 10, this is one of the most basic things that I would love to see from any developer, not just Infinity Ward, when it comes to any sort of Call of Duty title, and that is to be very open with their community. I really want to see Infinity Ward talk to their community and be transparent with them in terms of talking about what's coming up for the game, or if something didn't go according to plan, to also discuss about that as well. I mean, look out here in Black Ops 4 when it came down to, you know, characters like Misty for Blackout, or the Mini 14 sniper rifle that we haven't really seen from Operation Grand Heist, or Prop Hunt, for example. These things were supposed to be coming to the game with Operation Grand Heist, but didn't. And here's the thing, I get that developing a game is not easy. It really isn't. But if something is about to be delayed for a certain reason, just come out and say it. Yeah, you're gonna get hate regardless, but at least there will be something there for us to respect them with, in the sense that, okay, you know what, these guys did say that it was gonna come out to the game at this certain time, but hey, stuff happens. But at least they're sharing that with us. If Infinity Ward can come out and just be super transparent with their community, it'll build a very, very positive relationship between them and us. So if they can communicate with us a little bit more better and be more transparent with us than, you know, Treyarch has, then I feel like that we can all come to more agreements than disagreements when things don't go according to plan. And there you guys have it. That is my top 10 list of things I would love to see from Modern Warfare 4 or Call of Duty 2019. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of my list. And if there's anything that I left out, I would love to hear your thoughts also down there in the comment section below. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon so you'll never miss an upload, and follow me on my social media accounts to stay connected. Links will always be in the description below. And I'll go ahead and talk to you guys in the next one. So take care of yourselves and bye.